welcome to the Ode. I don't know if it's the Ode Chronicles, but we're selecting anybody that's selected over, I think, 24 hours at the Ode. We're interviewing you guys and getting your perspective on why you said that, and get a little bit of background and hear what you have to say and where you're coming from. So I've just been chatting to Brad. He's been telling me about his runs around Royal Oak. He's in the same neighborhood. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves to the Ode people here, the Ode family, as we like to call them, and explain why perhaps you chose the Ode to Laz to run this year.
You can start.
I was gonna say I kind of just picked it partly because of Sarah. You know, she's a big inspiration to a lot of people, and it's one of those things to see what she did last year with Ode and then what she did with Biggs. It was kind of like, hey, you know, I'd like to try something like that and see what happens. And then it just so happens I'm also signed up for Tahoe 200, so I figured, hey, be a decent training run to at least sneak in there. You know, it'd be basically if I could, you know, get to that 100-mile mark, you know, that's you know, elite pace for a 200. So
yeah, it is. God, that's like 48 hours. So as I think we were talking to we had another interview, Matt B. Davis. I don't know if you know about him. He's an ORM guy, does obstacle races, and he's got these podcasts, and he's coming to Ode, and he likes to call Sarah just a regular mum. So he's like, if a regular mum can do it, why can't I? He's, well, you know, we're going to find out, right? So you mentioned you signed up for Tahoe 200, and actually I was looking for races today for Sarah, what we were going to choose to do, and I was looking at Tahoe. Obviously, that's way sold out. Tell us a little bit about your preparations for that. Obviously, you're running around all the streets in your neighborhood, but besides that, and obviously the Potawatomi Trail, which you're destroying. But
and yeah, I really don't know exactly what I'm doing. I was just like, it sounds like a good idea to just get lots and lots of miles. So just a couple of, you know, I had some goals for the year, getting, you know, averaging 10 miles a day for the year. So that kind of goes with the training. Wanted to lower my triple Pato time down to, I'd like to get under 8 hours, but you know, that probably won't happen. It's probably a way taller order than I thought it was going to be.
Well, you've got the FKT on that one, right?
For now. Until someone fast decides to go for it.
Someone fast, yeah, right. So I've heard enough of you. We'll come back to this. Obviously you're the superstar. I want to ask you lots of questions. I want to hear from Anna and Brad a little bit about your motivations. Tell me a little bit about what your preparations are on motivation.
Oh gosh, are we training for this? I'm actually using it kind of as a training run, and also kind of like you, Andrew, probably with Sarah. I'm kind of gonna go as far as I maybe can, and then start crewing him. But I first heard of it while I was running with Sarah at Marquette.
Yeah.
And she was very modest about the whole thing, and I was saying, oh, I think I've heard of that race, because he'd been talking about it, and he said some girl had won it and went over 100 miles, and she was like, oh yeah, and she didn't say it was her until a while later. I think I just kind of put it together. I was like, wait a minute, how far did you say you ran a couple weeks ago? And she fessed up to it, but it just seemed like fun, and it'd be a good time to, you know, our dogs walking around.
That's all right.
It would be a good time to see what I could do.
Well, I think women are starting to catch in on the fact that they're as good, if not better, than men at this format. So, you know, you can give Brad a run for his money here, because you know he's probably going to get tired at some point, and you're not, right? So,
you know, Brad does tend to burn out a little bit.
All these fast people do. This is what we say, right?
You also have his kryptonite beer at the finish, so he'll probably stop after one loop just to have a couple more.
You should totally have a.
You know, just for training purposes, I feel like I have to go 3 loops. Now there might be beer in those 3 loops, but.
So if you'd heard, there's going to be beer because there's 3 start locations. If you've heard this, right? There's the main start, there's the Overlook, and the Oak Flats. We're going to be starting at Oak Flats. Now, but at Oak Flats and Overlook, because you have to transition there, that is where the beer kegs are. So that's where the fun is going to be. And obviously, we're going to be at one as well. So that will make that fun. I don't know. He hasn't said where everybody's starting yet, I don't think. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything on where I'm starting at.
No.
So whatever I get.
So you're just thinking 3 loops. Is that what you're aiming for here?
No. So I'm shooting for, I'd like to do 12 loops. Minimum's gonna be 6 or so. But so I'm using this kind of as a good test run to see where I'm at, because I'm gonna be doing dances in September.
The 50 or the 100?
50.
Okay.
And so I figured, having run the course once, it's definitely going to be a good test of pretty good technicality and halfway decent elevation change on the course. And so I feel like it's a good training run.
Yeah. Have you been up there? Is that right? Have you tested it out?
Once.
Yeah.
Definitely need to go up there and do 4 or 5 loops on it just to see.
So you've done the exact course. You knew where to go, and
we kind of screwed up the little bit through the parking lot there by the cabin, where we have to kind of go back up the road. But the main trail loop was easy enough to hit. Yeah,
and you went up the stairs, and then you got to the out and back and came back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So surprisingly technical, and don't you think?
Yeah. I really wasn't expecting that, and I mean, after looking at it there, I definitely understand why we switched to the road at night, because trying to run on some of those trails along that pond, some people are going to be swimming.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a lot of people overestimate what they're going to be able to do there, and in the heat as well. I know. I think it was last weekend. Sarah and I ran. I think I did 5 loops. She did 6 loops. After 5 loops, I'm like, I've had enough of this. It's too hard. It's actually relatively hard to keep that pace continuously going. Right? Doesn't sound like much, right? Just an hour to do that, but try that for more than 24 hours. And that's funny, right? And what about you, Anna? You said you were going to do. You were going to use it as a little training room. What have you got? Any goals there for yourself?
I don't know. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling the day of, but I don't want to go too far just for being able to stay up and crew and stuff. But I guess I'd be around what Brad's aiming for, maybe 6, maybe 12 at most. And
you did the 50 miles at Marquette, is that right?
Yeah, and I just found out somehow the wait list has just come through enough that I'm gonna be doing Marquette again this year. So.
Awesome. We're going to be there too, I think. So
awesome. It'll be good to see you guys.
That's a pretty quick course, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So back to you, Chaz. Obviously, the kind of bit of a superstar here. I've got high expectations for you this year. Now, I saw you at Burning River. You came second to Harvey Lewis, right?
I got really lucky on that one. I just had a really good day and a really good crew. So
well, that was pretty impressive. How many hours was that now you did that in?
I want to say it was like 18-17, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Around there.
It's pretty impressive.
It was decent. I know Anna here was force feeding me a scratch at one point. She was like, "You just need to get calories and electrolytes in you." So
now you were telling me about that you don't take a lot of food in, you go more on the liquid gels, right? Is that right?
I do. Well, I usually don't do much of anything, and it usually ends up I go get really negative there for a little bit, and then I try to play catch up the rest of the race, which isn't good. So I'm hoping with a different format here, it'll probably work for me. Like, hey, idiot, maybe you should drink and eat something every time you come by this aid station. That would probably benefit you.
You know that, thinking about that, crewing and running this format a little bit, it really helps. It forces you to have that nutrition, because you come in, what are you going to do for 5-10 minutes, right? You may as well sit down, you may as well eat something. And then if you do that every single loop and you keep your nutrition in balance, you'll find that you'll feel much better for it as you go around these loops. And actually that translates to other races, right? The last race we did Cool Jewel, and I think it sucked a lot less than I thought it was going to suck, because I've always struggled in races, and it's most likely down to nutrition. And doing this format, I think, has taught me how to feed myself, take the nutrients in to actually feel good the whole way through, which is surprising. So maybe it's going to be the perfect training run for this Tahoe 200.
I'm hoping so. I ended up doing 49 miles on Pato on Friday last week, when we had that heat come through, that heat wave, and it was super humid, super muggy, but I was able to keep hydrated. Calories felt fine. The only part that sucked is chafing. I wasn't ready for that part, where I was on the tail end of my actual I used 2 toms.
Yeah,
I think I was on the end of the stick and I didn't know it, and so I just got beat up.
Yeah, last weekend. That was last weekend, right? Or was
Yeah.
it 2 weekends? Yeah, last weekend when we did the O loops, I was drenched the whole time. It was
Right.
So I'm going to go quickly to some of these canned questions. I'm enjoying our conversation, but I think we got our time now on this thing. So I'll see if I haven't asked any of these. How has your training changed? I guess you haven't changed your training, any of you, since this thing, since you decided to sign up for this video.
No, just was looking for time on feet. So I think that's kind of the main focus on it, and it'll probably remind me to walk all the hills. Don't bother running that up any, because it's just a waste of time and energy. So
Now, I did give you some DVDs. Have you tried those yet? Because
I have not. No, not yet. I might eventually.
Core is important. It'll be important when you get hurt, and then you'll realize that maybe I should have listened to Andrew. What is the best piece of advice you received about a backyard ultra race?
Do more core and maybe watch those DVDs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was me. I'll take that. What do you fear most about running the Ode Laz?
For me, is not hitting the goals that I have for myself. I tend to get I guess big eyes, I guess, just like I'm ready to just take it all in, and then I'm gonna find out, 12 hours in that maybe I'll just go sit down and have a couple beers with everybody else. So that's my big fear.
I'm gonna make that very tempting for you. I've got at the night I've got disco balls and I've got all sorts of fun things going on. So, and I'm gonna be razzing everybody, but just pay no attention to me. What is your greatest strength? And this goes to all of you. What's your greatest strength as you go into this, do you think?
I guess I'd say my strength is that I'm always pretty slow and steady, so I can kind of keep going at my pace for a while.
What about you, Brad?
Oh, I'm going to call it determination, but it's honestly a little bit of stupidity.
Runs in the family.
Yeah, I was going to say that before you did.
It doesn't really matter how I'm feeling. I'll figure out how to push through to what my target is, especially in something like Ode, where it's a race format. Even though I'm still using it as a training run, I've got that goal of I'm going to do X number of loops, and so it really doesn't matter where I'm feeling, as long as I'm not full on injured. I'll just figure out how to push through. And
now, you mentioned you were looking for 6 to 12. Have you got any interest in going to the night at all? Are you prepared for that?
Yeah, I've gone on a few night runs with Chaz for some training on that, and I've always enjoyed running at night. It adds an extra layer of peace to the run.
Yeah.
I kind of played with the idea. We'll just see how I'm feeling that day.
Yeah, I think you're going to get caught up in it. It's a lot of fun. And that's where, that's where it gets a little easier, right? You're on the road and then you can find your stride a little bit. It's hard to really get, I think Tad was saying in one of his previous interviews that you can't really find your flow on the trail. It's relatively technical, right? Which is good, because if you pretty much run every single, walk every single hill, it'll really get you in at that 48 to 50 minutes every single loop. So it's a really good gauge. Just walk a hill, you're going to come in at 48, 50. We were doing that consistently. And there's one hill on the backside of the lake called Ego Hill, and it is really, really runnable. And then obviously that's why it's called Ego Hill. Don't run it, walk it all the way in. It's fine. If you could run with anyone in the world, who would it be and why? This goes to anybody.
I'd have to say Killian, just hoping that he would take me on some of his runs through the mountains, because I would love to bomb some of those hills with him. So I love downhill technical stuff. And so just kind of hitting the slopes with him would be awesome.
Some of those razor edges, have you seen his Instagram? They're not very runnable. I don't think. Not for me. What about you, Chaz?
All right, this is gonna sound probably silly, but probably Dean Karnazes, just because partly what got me into this whole stupid ultra thing is, you end up just a bunch of things happen together, and I ended up reading one of his books and was like, hey, I should go try a 50-miler, and that kind of just snowballed. And I'm sure that's, everyone, there's a lot of people that probably pick him, but that'd be one of those ones just to.
Gets a little addicting, becomes a way of life than anything else.
Yeah.
And what about you, Anna?
I think I missed the question. I was letting the dog out. Is it something about like run?
Yeah, who would you like to run with? Who would, if you could run with anybody?
Oh gosh. I don't know runners. So I don't know. I'm not even sure.
You could have a cute answer. It could be your dad or something like that. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Anything that brings you joy. It doesn't have to be someone famous. Do you have a guilty snack you eat on race day, Anna?
Ooh, I mean, I don't know if anything's really guilty because I always eat kind of bad. But I always go for like the chips, the pop, the like any sort of gummy candy, even though I kick myself as soon as I leave the aid station. Something's like stuck in my teeth. Anything salty. I love anything pickle related.
See, this is why you're going to do much better than Chaz. You like to eat, right?
I love to eat.
Yeah, me too.
Gotta be. And
Chaz is just going to be like dying after 12 hours. Like, I wish I had some food.
Yeah, I will say though, he has a steel stomach. Like he can eat anything and not get sick. So, and even if he's not eating a lot, his stomach usually stays pretty solid.
Yeah. A lot of people have those problems with gastrointestinal, that really stops a lot of people. So if you got that one nailed down, that's going to help.
Yeah, I think bad whiskey in my college days for that one.
Is that your guilty pleasure on race day?
I would not say it's a guilty pleasure because I won't drink bad whiskey anymore. I was going to say, I'm kind of like her when it comes to, like coming up to aid stations or anything like that. Like if I see it and it looks good, I'm gonna eat it. Even if I think it might help me. I can't stand pickles, and pickle juice to me is disgusting. But I thought I was cramping at one point at Yankee Springs one year, and I did like a shot or two of pickle juice, just thinking like, all right, I think this is gonna help. It didn't do anything for me. But it was actually like muscle fatigue that was pretending to be a cramp.
So you took the pickle juice thinking, and it was a bad decision, effectively.
Yeah, it made me nauseous. So I got an iron stomach except for pickle juice.
Right. Good to know.
Picklebacks for everybody.
Yeah, Andrew's gonna come around. Sarah's
So when we get to around 60 yards, I'm gonna start adding pickle juice to your food, right?
Smart.
Have you got a
he'll try and force things down. I know a friend at Burning River, he was trying to force himself to eat some sort of potato thing because he felt like he should, because as always, he wasn't eating enough, and he started to try and force it down, and he looked like he was gonna puke. So our friend was nice enough to be like, just spit it out. Spit it out. It's not gonna help you. Spit it out.
We're gonna say this is gonna be fun to watch. What is your shoe and sock change strategy? This for the race. Have you got one at all?
I'll say I'm just planning on wearing my Injinjis, and I'll probably do a mix of my Ultra Lone Peaks, I'm thinking, and then my Clifton 6s, I think. Whatever were on sale. I got those, and I got them in a lot for late in the race.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Lone Peaks too. I'm all about those.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I'm going to roll this quickly because I got like 6 minutes left maybe. How much have you overestimated your minimum lap goal by percentage, do you think?
What was it?
How much of you, Dad likes this question, so I got to ask it for him. How much have you overestimated your minimum lap goal? So you got a minimum lap goal. How much do you think that is an overestimation, do you think, percentage wise? For people that haven't run the course before.
Oh, I'll say I think I put my minimum was going to be 36 yards. So I don't know. I feel good. I'm worried, but I'm not worried. So I think I'm right where I should be.
All right. What about you, Anna? You said what, 6 was your minimum, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I overestimated it.
All right. All right. Brad?
Yeah, I'm not
6 too.
I'm not worried about the 6.
Yeah, it's so low, right, you guys? I think you're going to do better than that, but most people overestimate this by 40%. Yeah, so the numbers say. So we'll have to see how that. But you guys are, you're Chaz. You're pretty experienced, so I think you're good.
I don't know. I ended up seeing that you guys got a shower now, so I got to go keep up with you guys.
Listen. Cool. I love buying stuff. That's what I'm not running this thing. I'm going to make it real comfortable for me and fun. I just think it's going to be really nice to have a shower. Well, not so much for the shower, but just like to have some cold water just to spray off like mid-loop. I don't know if she's going to use it, but if she doesn't, I'll just use it for the dishes.
Right.
Right. I got like 4 minutes left. We're going to go for lightning round questions. What's your favorite band? Make it all 3 of you quickly.
You go first.
Metallica.
The Vandals.
Anna?
I'm a Libra. I can't decide. I don't know.
I'm a Libra too. What's your favorite ice cream? Anna?
I don't do well with the lightning round. Chocolate.
Chaz?
The Tonight Dough from Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah, that's good. Brad?
Moose Track.
All right. Cousin Eddie or Clark Griswold? Anna?
What was the question?
Cousin Eddie or Clark Griswold? Anna?
I don't know what that question is.
me either, but I'm asking it. So you just got to pick one.
Just pick one.
Between something Griswold?
Yeah, that was just Griswold. Cousin Eddie or Clark Griswold. All right, I'm going to skip over that one. No one knows what that is, apart from like Tad's age group, I think. Chatty or not chatty during the race?
Chatty.
Not that chatty.
Chatty early, not in the later portion.
Swedish Fish or Sour Patch Kids?
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids.
It's in the family. Well done, medium or rare?
Medium. Medium well.
Medium.
Medium rare.
There we go. Well, I got a bit of a change there. Porter John or Bushes?
Bushes.
Come on, lightning. Quick. Come on.
Bushes. Fine.
Bushes.
There we go. Good. Favorite donut, Anna? Donut. Anna?
Cinnamon sugar.
Brad?
Long Johns.
Chaz?
Long John.
Okay. Now I get to ask this question my way. So we're going to have a Mr. Kipling apple pie or Mr. Kipling apple pie and blackcurrant pie. What is it, Anna? Apple and blackcurrant or apple? Mr.
Apple.
Kipling. Go.
Apple.
Blackcurrant.
Yep. It really doesn't matter because I win this one and you'll understand at the race. So there we go. All right. Well, thanks so much, all of you, for joining me today on this. I'm running out of time on this interview. So much fun to chat with all of you. Having 3 people in one chat, I get to, I wanted so many more questions, but we'll catch up on race day. So have a lovely evening. I'll see you, Brad, down at the karaoke in a minute, and have a good evening.
Bye. Thank
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.